Well, schools in Quebec, Alberta, and Northern Ontario reopened in-person learning today. Early on in the pandemic, health organizations called on policymakers to make schools and education a priority. But at the height of the second wave, finding the right balance for students and parents has never been more difficult. Heather Yourex-West has that story.
For parents able to once again drop off their kids at school, Monday morning was a mix of anxiety and relief.
The online learning I found was really tough on me, especially working.
We're still a bit worried about what's going to happen. We're hoping that the COVID-19 cases remain low.
In-person learning has resumed in many parts of Canada, even as COVID-19 levels soar.
Schools generally reflect what's happening in the community. So when community transmission is high, transmission within schools is high as well.
Dr. Tassine Lada is part of a group of doctors calling for Alberta to delay in-person learning until COVID-19 case numbers fall. Her biggest concern is the UK variant.
And what we're really worried about is that we don't actually know the prevalence of the UK variant in Alberta right now. If it is prevalent, it will just spread like rapid fire, and it will be taken home to parents and elderly family members who live within the home and are at high risk from COVID.
Alberta began to see its new infection numbers drop about 2 weeks after grade 7 to 12 students switched to online learning in November. Numbers fell further after other businesses like gyms and hair salons closed on December 13th, and grade K to 6 schools shut down on December 18th for Christmas break. In an ideal world, Dr. Stephen Friedman agrees it would be better to wait for case numbers to fall. But he says the decision to reopen schools cannot be based on the impact of COVID-19 alone.
As a pediatric emergency medicine physician, I have never seen the mental health strain on our children as bad as it currently is.
It's rare for children to become seriously ill from COVID-19. The concern with schools is that asymptomatic kids will bring the virus home.
Probably the most important message is, although we are restarting school or in-person school for children, everything else needs to remain the same.
Because with case numbers high, the relatively safe return to school we saw in the fall is not guaranteed now. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.